Also, for what it's worth, Google Plus. Who uses Google Plus? Well, they may end up picking up a substantial market in the end by default. Let's get some things clear. One, nobody reads their news feeds anymore. Well, not nobody, but very few people actually sit there and scroll through their news feeds nowadays. Because Facebook has basically become unusable. It's just full of advertising and trash nobody cares about. And also, Twitter has a character limit, which makes it unusable. I've seen the way people get around this is they like take a screenshot. It's like, why not just, what's the point? Just use a different platform. I know that people are increasingly opting towards personal messages, which was like, I'm dating myself. I pointed at ICQ or MSN or fucking email, but that's not what this is. I'm not talking to an audience of left people. I'm broadcasting to strangers. Strangers. Yeah. And I want to write up a few lines if I'm going to write anything at all, right? The cleanliness of the interface is key. I could use Tumblr or something. It's just messy. LiveJournal charges. And Blogspot isn't really social media, although I am using it for music vlogging. You don't want to think, she's picking Google Plus over Twitter, as though that's a real choice, right? No, my real options, given how much I type, are really Google Plus or Tumblr or Blogspot. And this is just an easier delivery mechanism. I get that most people don't like to read, but in the long run, Google Plus may be all that's left standing for those that do. And while its market share may never get above a certain level, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be really upset if it goes away. Facebook is still primarily a text-based platform, but that's changing. And if we lose Google Plus, we're going to lose the traditional social network. It will be gone. And it's not, moving from text to video is not an evolution. It's just a step sideways. There will always be people that prefer to communicate over text. And I might hazard a guess to say that if Google Plus doesn't allow us to use their network, somebody else will create one. It's going to be cut off, right? It's not going to have wide. That's what YouTube is for, right? And it seems like Google is making some attempts to forget about Google Plus kind of thing and position YouTube as the competitor to Twitter and Facebook. But Google Plus as it is, for what it is, and how it works, it's niche, but like I say, in the end, it might be all there is that exists like that. And for that reason, people like me will continue to use it by default, even if we only end up with 7 followers, because it's all there is that exists in that space. It's not a scenario where Google is ever going to outcompete these other platforms so much as it's going to be a situation where these other platforms walk away from users and Google is just still there by default. And it could grow actually fairly large if the trends continue as they are. It's just such a clean interface. I'm sorry. I don't want to be advertised to, Where is the exodus from Facebook going to? Some of it's going to Twitter, but I think in the long run, a lot of it will end up in Google. Excuse me. Just so long as they maintain the platform for what it is. And this is coming from somebody that was really pissed off at the breakdown from Google and YouTube, right? I'm not a big fan of it. It's what is. And it's all that is at this point. There's only here calling BS on Facebook's edict that writing is dead. I kind of almost hope that Facebook does move in that direction so that I can finally get off of it. If Facebook is moving into a direction where all that exists is video, then I'm done. Bye-bye.